Stop selling and start connecting. Stop building a sales machine and start building a trust machine. Here's the one thing that I've learned in working with the elite, and you are all the elite, okay? And I'm not the guru. I think the single greatest mistake that people come in that are asked to share information is, here, I'm the authority figure. You know where the brilliance is? And in the hour that you guys have committed to your time is me bringing forward what each and every one of you have, your collective genius. Does that make sense, you guys? Okay? Because here's one thing is A, the whole is always bigger than the part. So think about that as we spend time together here for an hour. Think at a micro and then think at a macro level too, if you can. How can you not just leverage yourself in your business model, but how can you leverage yourself by communities within those that are following you? Does that make sense? See, we were just talking earlier about marketing, how much people are spending on marketing and how much people don't spend, and it's based on your connectivity with your community. But what I want to come back to is that what I've been able to do is be a third-party observer. I personally pay 7 coaches for me, personally, because we struggle looking at ourselves. We have blind spots. Does that make sense? Some of you may think that you know who your avatar is. Everyone know an avatar? Okay? That's your ideal customer. That's the one that is going to be your raving fan. That's the one that you don't have to train to do business with you. Think about this. And it poses a good question for you too. You don't have to train them to do business with you. But here's the one thing I want you to think about too. You don't have to train them to send you business. So just when you leave today, ask yourself that. How am I continually training my audience to send me more business? You see, if you look at a lot of our marketing or our messaging, a lot of it's trying to enroll people into our community or buy things. Make sense? Anyone here right now have an initiative going out that trains people to send them business? Okay, good. So think about that one. That's what's big. But less is more. What I want to do in the time frame is remember this one too. Single most important. The number one reason that companies don't grow, that businesses don't grow, or a person doesn't grow, there's 2 reasons. And I don't care who you are. There's all badasses. You're all badasses. Raise your hand if you have fear. Whew, good. Everyone tells the truth in this room. Here's what I want you to think about too. And again, I'll go down to these levels for you. You don't have anger. You don't have resentment. You don't have regret. You have 2 energies. You either have love or fear. That's it. You either have love or fear. The people that you work with. See, do people choose ultimately, do they choose and do they buy and do they stay with you and connect with you based on love or fear? See, think about that. We can, if you look at copywriting, you look at marketing, a lot of it talks about create the pain and, expose that fear, right? But anyone here ever find in their business you have a lot of turnover sometimes? Okay? Because what we've got to do is we've got to create deep psychological and emotional bonds. I'm going to tell you something, whatever you do, and I don't even know 99% of your businesses, they're not buying what you sell. When you go back, they are not buying what you sell. They're buying the moment that you create for them. You are in the moment creation business, period. Everyone with me on that? There are moments. And so some questions to think about are, do you know, for example, the person that want abs, do you think they really want abs? Do you think that's what they want? There's a bigger message. but yet you look at the marketing messages put on there, get abs, sure that's a hook, but how about be respected? How about have greater self-esteem? Message to market match. Everything. Everything is message to market match, but you can't match your market, okay, with your message until you really know. Okay, I personally, and I'm going to share with you guys, if you got your cell phones out, pull this, just type this down, record it, whatever you want to do. This is from, and I'll share with you some of my coaches. One of the things that happens too much in businesses and marketing, we talk at our people, talk with them, but you know what the most important thing? Ask. So this is called if everyone's ready, if you're recording, you can keep this. So this is called the SMIQ. See, here's the difference between having to send a ton of money at the marketplace, okay, and play the big numbers game and churn people and not really make deep psychological and emotional bonds, okay? So, see, money won't, think about this. People play with price and they play with deals and all that stuff, but watch this though. The heart chooses, the mind justifies. How can we keep leading with logic? You guys with me? The heart chooses, the mind justifies. Lead with an experience. See, what you're really trying to do, whatever you're doing, you're trying to get people to see themselves in the story you're creating. Does that make sense? And it's not so much being you. The thing that I want to caution you of, because you may have a lot of things. See, and it'll be interesting. I'll take you inside my business. I'll be very, very transparent with you, okay? There's a difference, I think, in fans, okay, versus an advocate. Does that make sense, you guys? Like an advocate, someone that's going to buy, someone that endorses, and someone's going to tell something to you. Fans are great. It's nice to have that big group, but I want people that are advocates. And the only way that happens is having those deep emotional, psychological bonds. If it's purely on price, and listen, there's probably, maybe some of you even charge more than I do, but just to share from it. I was a bouncer in a teen nightclub with him 30 years ago. That's my background. That's my college education. I charge $5.99 for a 30-minute coaching call now for CEOs. And half the time, you guys, they just want to talk. We spend about 5 to 10% of the time, okay, talking about a business strategy. That's it. But what's happened, and I want you guys to get to, is that there is a connection. I've connected at a level with them, okay, that is important. Because if something's going wrong in your private life, how's your business life going, guys and gals? Right. I mean, and they can go to a shrink for $99, right? And there's a piece where I'm going to bring this back full circle, but here's the piece I want you guys to get. And there's a lot of, and again, I want to respect your time, and Mike and I, came together and said, hey, let's do this. Let's bring some people together and, get an hour of their time. We'll see how it goes from here. So, but I want to leave you with some things to use. Is this, what if you could, see, we're trying to enter the front of our avatar's brain, right? The conscious brain. Does the conscious brain make choices or the unconscious? Unconscious, man. Everything you did, 99% of what you did. Mike and I talked about that actually in a video when Mona was videotaping me, is the gym has become, and his workouts have become, same with you, big boy, all of you guys. In whatever you do, much of it's become unconscious, okay? So, the conscious mind thinks, the unconscious mind chooses. Conscious, unconscious. Everyone else out there is trying to enter in the front of the brain. I want to enter the back door. I want to enter the back door. And so how do I enter the back door? I want my messaging to echo my audience's words back to them. See, we go to sales seminars. I've been there. I speak to, I've got number one real estate team in the world that I work with, top tens. I coach as he had mentioned, the CEO of Remax Worldwide. So it's 150,000 real estate agents. Coach him, number one, number two, number three. Sales environment, and they have that language. But you know what's interesting, what we're working on, number one, our messaging? Stop selling and start connecting. Stop building a sales machine and start building a trust machine. So what do? We want to enter in the unconscious brain, and we want to enter. How do we enter? So, and this is one of the things that I'll share with you. And again, I'm compacting in, years of training. By the way, I've made none of this up. I'm no guru. I don't think anyone's invented everything. I'm fortunate that many generous people have trained and taught me, and my job is to pass it along to people. So I will give attribution to the folks who've helped me. So it's called the SMIQ. And this is the thing you're going to want to record and listen to. And you'll either want to send it out to an email or send it out in a survey after a fight to people, okay? And so the SMIQ is the single most important question, okay? When it comes to X, what's your single most greatest why?